Why so? I think they will neither of them do the other any good. You surprise me. Mom's to Harriet could end by supplying her with a new object of interest. Harriet may be said to do Emma good. I have been seeing their intimacy with the greatest pleasure. How very differently we will. Don't think they will do each other any good. This will certainly be the beginning will do it. It will indeed, and to use your own words, be an excellent process. But I am afraid Mr. Eldon Harry will not like this. She little of her own beauty. Did not you observe her when answering me how completely it meant, why should my picture be drawn? Mr. Donald lifted it down one moment, muffin.